Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first Bib Boys podcast. I'm here with Speedy, Xingo, Zeko, Orbitz, RockAmooSE, Myke, and Secrecy.
Holla!
This homie Speedy was posing. He was posing like we could see him. Dumbass.
So we've been wanting to make this podcast for a while now. We've been asking everyone on Twitter what we should talk about, and as you'll quickly find out, we don't know what the fuck we're doing.
Oh god.
I'm gonna put it in. Bro, I'm recording video too. What are you do? Stop! Stop!
Sit down. So, topics.
So, what the fuck? Why did you fucking deafen?
There's mad deafening.
We're in the middle of. Oh my god.
We're back.
This is so bad. Okay.
Okay, get it back on track, Tory. Moderate.
Okay. So we have a lot of topics that we're gonna try and attempt to get through today. But one that came up a lot was other friend groups. What do y'all think of that Passion House shit that was going on with Reacts and Roku?
Well, first of all,
Dude,
that shit was so
fucking
bro,
stupid.
this nigga Reacts is a fucking narc. How are you gonna narc on your homie that you're supposed to? Dude, this nigga fucking Roku was supposed to move into React's house in a couple months. How are you gonna narc on someone who's going to move into your house and live with you for the duration of I don't know how long, bro? Like you're supposed to squat up with these other homies, and then everything went to shit. You got rid of the entire house concept. And none of them are friends anymore because of 2 screenshots because you wanted to narc on your friend. And second of all, this nigga Roku's a fucking op because
Oh my god.
how are you gonna go on someone and congratulate them for joining a team and then go behind their back and say they didn't deserve it? Nigga, you grinded for Oxygen for 2 weeks and you didn't do shit. Like I don't.
Oh my
God.
Shit.
Oh my
That's
god.
not a podcast, not a fuck. Oh my
Bib Boys
god.
Cancelled, Bib Boys Cancelled, Bib
Bib
Boys
Boys Cancelled.
Literally, we're getting canceled after this fucking podcast airs.
This is awful. That was
Genuinely, don't let anything that Secrecy says reflect the entirety of the group. And if you
Fuck that shit, facts!
No, it's facts, but
That's
I'm just saying,
facts.
you
What you
gotta
mean?
like,
Yeah,
basically.
literally, Secrecy says what. What?
uncensored, boys.
Uncensored. Uncensored. I don't care. I don't care.
Why did I just get a fucking coronavirus emergency alert?
On God, I ain't ask.
So, should we talk about the grind hopping shit next?
I mean, I don't know.
Actually, no. Talk about.
Yes.
Actually,
yes.
yeah.
Fuck you, grind hopping, lizard lane, goofy ass motherfuckers.
Like, I don't get that, bro.
Wait,
Like, how do you grind for a team for however long? Like, people be grinding for fucking months upon months, and then you finally get in, and then you announce you're fucking grinding for another team. Like, homie, what? That is so stupid, bro. Like, you should not just. Oh my god, it makes me fucking like it just
I don't
hurts.
understand
It hurts.
the teams who legitimately will like drop people and bash on people for grinding for another team or having the hashtag in their name. Like Solar, you're a bunch of clowns. EMGG, you're a bunch of fucking clowns. Hype, you're a bunch of clowns. Like, nigga, let a nigga do better, please. Like, you want them to be
See, I
trapped in
think
your
that,
shitty
like-
ass organization for the rest of their time? Like, no.
See, personally, I think that, like, if you're grinding for something better, let them do it. But if you're grinding for something along the same tier, then I get why it could be an issue. But it's like, when people weren't letting people grind for Soar, like, whenever they were in, like, a team around the same tier as Hyper North, like, that's just stupid. Like, why?
Yeah.
Let them do
Yeah,
better. Don't let
honestly-
them be trapped in the same place forever. If you're in the team, like, if you own it, you want to see your members improve, and a lot of people don't get that. And a lot of teams, like, started shutting that stuff down. Like, Hype wouldn't let people grind for Dare.
Yeah, that was fucking stupid.
Hype wouldn't let people grind for Dare, which you could say that, like, oh, they're around the same tier, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like, this wasn't even recent. Maybe recent. Well, I mean, Dare's even not around anymore, but, like, back then, it was like, Hype wasn't as big as now. It was like, I don't know. I don't know what it was at exactly, but either
No,
way,
honestly,
it was like, I think it was less than 20K on Twitter at that point, and they were not letting people grind for Dare.
Yeah, I think that-
like,
Yeah.
Wasn't Hype like fucking kicking people who are trying to grind for fucking other teams?
They kicked
Well, see,
them for grinding
I
for
can
a
say
while.
this 'cause-
It wasn't they were getting kicked. It was that they were being like
kind of like warned that they didn't want people in the team that weren't seeing his hype as their end goal. Like they're like, fuck
Basically.
me.
What?
Right.
That's why Bam
Yeah.
got released, because they released Bam off just the fact that like he was focusing so much on his obey grind, so they didn't feel like he was dedicated enough to hype. And a lot of people got mad whenever Bam got released because it was
Oh, a
like
lot of
he
people.
lied.
Yeah.
Let my man
know?
strive.
Yeah, no, because Bam's a grinder. I mean, like he did jump between things. Like he did go from like TSM to obey to like I think he did there at one point too.
Yeah.
Like I get why that might have been a thing, but it's like he was dedicated to the obey stuff, and like he repped hype.
Those are
Like,
big goals, though.
Yeah, no, and he would rep hype though. Like he literally had the
Yeah.
hype unit flag like in his
Yeah.
background. Like he would rep, but just like it just wasn't enough for them because hype simply wasn't his end goal. And so for that reason, they dropped one of like their fan favorite streamers over him grinding for obey, which I just thought was like
Yeah.
yikes.
And to
now we
play-
have him in North.
And to play like devil's
Fucking hype
advocate,
plebs.
But I don't get it.
Oh.
The thing is, like, why? But I've always like been confused with the whole concept of like grinding for like those big like esports organizations. If you think about
yeah,
it, they're
it's
like,
weird.
who's gonna fucking like? I understand like who's gonna really look at someone who's grinding for one of those? I mean, like if you're not pulling the insane numbers and you're not like really the hot topic,
Mhm.
those people will find you later.
Yeah,
on.
they it's more of a they find you situation as opposed to like you like
dog, I'm
trying to
sorry
get on
to
the
be
radar.
real, but like
Grow your personal
if you're
brand.
grinding for FaZe, Banks isn't gonna be scrolling through his YouTube recommended and find your ass, bro. Like it's just not gonna happen.
Bro, that
Yeah.
is kind of
Oh
true.
god.
And like half the time for like 100 Thieves, for example, it's like when they find Fortnite kids, like they just like see somebody that wins a championship and then pick their asses up.
Yeah, like they're not looking for like underground motherfuckers.
Like you have to do something like fucking big.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You have to win a
Like,
championship,
biggest-
or you got to be like really well known in the fucking community to
Like,
like
look at
or you
Scope.
considered.
Like, look at Scope. He's a really good example of someone who's been grinding for FaZe for years, probably one of the best snipers on the fucking game, and still has not been picked up yet. And he's still huge. It's just that that's not something they're looking for right now at the moment.
Bro,
Hasn't he
just hit
been
a
grinding
Zeko
for-
bounce in Fortnite.
He's been grinding since he was
Literally
like,
just-
probably in
He's
red.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's been like,
was
I'm
like-
pretty sure if you've been in red, like FaZe was your end goal at the end of the day. Like no matter what, any team that was like your end goal.
For me though, like as far as like team hopping and stuff, like I understand the as why teams don't want other people grinding for their shit, but at the same time, you got to look at it like they're not trying to be there forever. And like if you've done everything that you can do in that team, like say you started off with basically with nothing, they brought you in and then you built yourself up, you helped the organization. If like that mutual like relationship comes to an end, I think that somebody should be able to grind for another team and the team should be supportive of that. Cause
Yeah.
you can't really expect someone to stay there whenever they're just gonna level off and not grow, and you're not gonna help them seek opportunities. You can't really do that.
Which is what I wished I like hype could see, because I remember like when I was in a call with Stallion and he was talking to me about he was trying to I don't really want to say it, but he was in a way trying to get me to lean more towards hype by saying that I have a chance of getting a lead spot that I never had a chance to get,
Right.
to have me stop grinding for a team, and that was just bullshit.
Mhm.
Because it's like if you're being paid in an organization, all
Mhm.
right, and you're contracted, you can't do shit. You really have to like that's when you have to stay by another fucking team.
Exactly.
But if you join a team,
Mhm.
and you've been there for a while and you're looking to grow in other places, they should let you do that, and they shouldn't sucker you into like believing
Exactly.
something's gonna happen.
Exactly,
They
because
shouldn't
you're
hold
not
you there.
contracted, so you're not like rooted down to one team. You know, like
Exactly.
if you wanna explore other options and you go to another teams and try to see if you wanna explore or bring your brand there, then you're allowed to do that without the fucking team criticizing you and like pressuring you into staying. You know.
Because like
Exactly.
if people outgrow a friend group, not just like a friend group, but it's like think about it this way: there are people that have left friend groups because they've outgrown them and they want to go and search other adventures too. There are people that have
Right.
outgrown teams.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
you think about Blaziken, who is no longer a part of the FaZe house. FaZe as the FaZe house as a whole outgrew him, even though he's still in the team. He wasn't performing up to the same ability that he should have been. He wasn't productive. He wasn't doing shit. They saw that and they decided to keep moving upward. And he was left behind because he wasn't doing his shit. And people that are in teams that are doing more will see a team kind of as a way. It's like, oh shit, you guys might be holding me back just a little bit. I need to get away and go find something else. That's when it's okay. But if you're constantly just moving from team to team, you're not very. You got to be loyal sometime. You know.
Yeah, and like I'm not saying that teams shouldn't hold people from grinding for another team to an extent. Like, you should never join a team as like a stepping stool to join another team. Like, you should at least be in there.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I don't know. I can't really put like a definitive time to it, or like how long you should be in a team before you think about grinding for another team. But you should at least like be in, like, if you're a director, do some director shit. Like upload to the channel, edit a video for the team, do something, contribute, like get around. If you're a streamer, stream on the team channel, or do something that helps.
Yeah.
Like do a 24-hour. Like who knows, you know? But
Like, honestly, like, I don't think it's so much more of a timestamp. I feel like you should just go in, like, if you're grinding for a team and you get in that team, I feel like you should automatically have that mindset of just like, okay, I want to be here, I want to stay here.
exactly.
You know, like until they fucking get famous or they blow up or whatever. You
Yeah.
know, if they don't meet their standards, then it's acceptable to be like, okay, they're not helping me in any way, shape, or form. They're not,
Right.
helping the other members. Maybe I should, look for another team. That's okay. But if
Like
you go into another team and you're just like, okay, now I'm in another team, let me go to grind for another team, when they're literally doing everything perfect, then that's kind of fucked up. That's
Team
like,
should be like, if you join a team, you should be able to benefit the team, and the team should be able to benefit you. But if you start
Yeah.
benefiting
Yeah.
the team more than the team's benefiting you, then you need to get out.
Right. Like
Yeah.
whenever the relationship is run its course, obviously leave, And
Yeah,
even
big
if you
respect.
don't want to like grind for another team, like if any relationship is run its course, you should get out of the relationship, period. And I
Yeah.
feel like that like applies especially to teams, because you shouldn't be there for any other reason than to help yourself grow, meet new people, help the team grow, and just offer good vibes to the team.
Don't fake it.
Exactly. Like don't be there if you don't want to be there, because at the end of the day, you're wasting everybody's time. You're wasting your time, people that recruited you's time. It's just not good for anyone. So
My story with Hype Unit.
yeah. I mean, we can talk about your guys. I know a couple of y'all had some hype stories. We know them obviously, but like,
So we were
they-
all having like a little bit of a meeting last night, and we were like getting all these things together for like the podcast. And two very big things we were talking about, like North versus Hype, right?
right.
But there's also like a subtopic, which is like the our experience inside the team. Whichever one. Do you guys want to talk about North versus Hype first, or do you guys want to talk about our experience?
Let's go into our experiences with hype, and then
Yeah, because that's
we'll
more
let that,
personalized,
like,
and then we'll
yeah.
go big with it.
Well,
and like always, it's just unfiltered, straight up. This is what our podcast is. So if you don't like it, like if anyone from Hype is watching this and doesn't like what we have to say, this is literally our experiences. We're not gonna lie about it or anything. This is legit what happened to us and our experience with it. If you're gonna get upset by the truth, our bad. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Literally get out. You don't need to watch this
Yeah.
podcast.
actually,
Get the fuck out.
it's not really our bad either. It's like it's their bad because
It
this
is
is like
literally
They did it. They did it.
Like nobody's
True,
lying.
like it's completely the truth. And like if you're hearing something and you think it's like, oh no, they would never, they did. So
They
I
did.
mean,
before y'all say anything, like if anybody from Hype is watching, like I just hate how everybody from Hype got on the train of just hating like the Bib Boys or just like anybody who was like
Yeah.
stopping their grind or leaving Hype because of the sole purpose of Ninxie. Who else was it? Trip. Who else was the main? Maybe Nico a little bit. We're all trashing the Bib Boys and everybody stopping their grind for Hype, and that's why everybody from Hype started trashing and just
like,
got on the train of trashing.
none of anything that would have happened months ago would have been necessary if like the fact that us leaving and or stopping our grinds was just respected in the first place has always been our main issue. Like that's always been our issue personally. It's not like we've had a vendetta for them ever since. Literally our issue was that we all got together, decided what we want to do, what was the best for us, like without trashing them. We were just like, this is what's best for us. We're gonna leave respectfully and see what offers come our way. For some of us it was North, for some of us it was Oxygen, or it was whatever else. But the plan was always just that we were gonna separate ourselves from Hype because we were just not about it anymore. It wasn't benefiting us. Like we weren't happy where we were. And then whenever we decided to do that, it was great until just unnecessary comments and little things were done and made from the team's behalf, like to just kind of make us look bad in a sense, or just to make the situation seem worse than it was. Because like I had seen screenshots of like the chats after we had left and stuff like that, where leads were straight up like basically saying that, like making it sound like we were released more so than we left. And I still get people that are confused with that to this day, which bothers me, that are like, oh, they assume that like we were all released from Hype but we're told that we could say that we left, but that's just not the case at all. And if they wouldn't have ever done that, or if they wouldn't have ever publicly on a team Twitter went after the grinders that were our friends and subtweeted, like a team Twitter subtweeted.
I was one of those
Like,
grinders.
really?
Zingo and Speedy.
So I kind of get into the whole experience thing though.
Yeah.
I joined Hype Unit in 2018, like pretty much when they first like started coming back, and it was a very small roster of people. And that Hype Unit is not even compared to this one. Like that was a fun team. Trip and Nixie at the time, Trip, Nixie, and Nico were probably like the favorite people that I ever had because I was fans of them from Myth, and I wanted to be a part of that. So being a part of the new Hype was very cool at the time.
Right.
So I'd say the atmosphere in there was so much different than where it is now. And I never would have thought, where Hyping it is now to this day. Like, congratulations to them. They have grown the team. Like, that's great.
Yeah, and I think nobody can really take that away from as much as we can say about Hype and like as far as like the personalities that are in the team, like what they've built, like I mean it speaks for itself. And like no matter how much you can like hate on them, you can't really discredit what they have done. It's just that
they've done a lot. Like I'll give them
all the credit in the world. I will give them all the credit in the world for what they've built.
We started with
because they have done some crazy stuff. Their stream side is better than a lot of big organizations.
Yeah,
they pull numbers. They pull a ton of numbers. Like they had their comp teams go really, really good. Like their Smite team, their Paladins team got pretty far whenever they were competing. Like they had the Papa John sponsorship, which was huge. They pulled G Fuel at a point to where that was more rare. They've done quite a lot, and like I will always give them the credit for that because I used to look up to the team and every single member in it. Sure, my views on it have changed now after like being in the team and experiencing firsthand what everything's like how the leads handle things and how certain things like that go about it. Like I've my opinions might have changed a little bit, but
I mean, like I always kind of felt like
whenever is that what you're laughing at?
Bro, Papa John's was the best sponsor, bro. I love cardboard.
I always had like a problem with. So I remember whenever I first joined, I was actually at the Red House when it happened. Whenever Crypt actually added me into the chats and they actually did my full announcement. There was a lot of people that were very upset with me because I wasn't too like active on Twitter at the time because I was at the house, and people thought that I wasn't being active because of them. And there was a red flag in the beginning from that I don't really talk about, but I kind of just let it slide. Moving forward, me and Traj became the leads.
Oh, rewind, motherfucker. We talking about it.
Let's talk
about it. Let's talk about it.
Oh, so
slow
like
down.
What were the red flags?
I remember the thing that I always had like a red flag about was like before I went to the house, Crypt kind of like broke the news to me that I wasn't going to be joining the team after I had a talk with Formula the day before, and he said that Hype Unit's coming back. It's pretty much what Myth Gaming was, and I'd pretty much be by your side the entire time and try to get you into red. Kind of like more of a like, yo, you're gonna get in the team soon, but you're just not in now. So I joined Hype, and whenever I got the announcement, I remember that I didn't automatically tweet out that I joined Hype. And a lot of the team members, especially the fucking leaders at the time, were very pissed that I didn't tweet out joined Hype Unit, even though they announced me. I wasn't paying attention to my phone. And they were all pissed off about it. They're very needy about it. And some of them even thought that I was just trying to wait off until I got home from the Red House. So because they thought I was gonna be embarrassed of joining a new team when I was at the house. And there was like a little bit of like issue there, but that was like pretty much it. When me and Traj became lead directors, I want to say that Trip wasn't there for a while. There was like a whole like time where it was like a time period where it was just Nico, like Javier, and then I don't remember who else was leading at the time, where it was just them two. And Trip and Nix were kind of in and out, not really doing anything. And me and Tragy always, like, as leaders, we were like, yo, we're going to make content for the channel. They told us that they didn't want us to make content for the channel. They wanted to worry about our own channels at first. We're like, okay. A couple months down the line, I rejoined Red. A couple months after that, I left Hype officially and stayed with Red because there was like a house coming in. We were going to be moving in. I wanted to focus on my time in Red. And when I left, in my opinion, I kind of felt like they used my leaving as something they could use for numbers. And they've done that a few times where they've used myself for numbers. They've done it before. They did it with the fucking Bib Boys when we left. They used us for numbers multiple times. So that was just shitty, but I understand what they were trying to do, and it's business. It's fine.
Right.
I tried to rejoin again at one point, but I just decided not to because it was like I don't know. They weren't doing anything with content at all. They never did anything with content.
To this day, they
until,
haven't
like,
done anything with content.
They barely do anything.
Yeah,
And
they don't do anything with content.
I remember that Trip would even come to me when I was in Red. I was not supposed to be working with Hype Unit at all. And he would ask me to do the lead work when I wasn't in the fucking team. And they had a leader who wasn't doing anything. And you know what? Tragedy at the time wasn't doing much. And that's because he was probably going through stuff. You know?
Right.
Love Tragedy to death, but he wasn't doing anything at the time. So they came to me and asked for help. They would ask me for opinions. And I was fine with helping out. We rejoined, and I wanted my lead spot back eventually. And they kind of just egged me on. Kind of like a way like, yeah, maybe you'll get it, maybe you won't.
Right.
And even when I rejoined, I remember when I was in the Discord call talking with them, I had just left Dare. And I talked to them about the whole shit that went down at Dare. And someone fucking said the only reason why I'm coming back was because of G Fuel. And I heard it. I remember hearing that. And because I was like, hold on, I got to leave for a second. But I didn't really want to leave. I wanted to see what they would say if I left. Put myself like on mute, like right here. And all my camera was off so they couldn't see me. And they just went on about how this is kind of like me just coming back to just do something with G Fuel. And
what about Papa John's?
They didn't have Papa John's yet. They don't have it now, but you know, they didn't have it then either. So
that's why they don't have it now. All right, I'm sorry.
Then and I remember that being in the team, it was just a whole different vibe. Like people weren't really talking. There was a huge disconnect between content creators and their actual team.
That's what it felt like from the
still
outside.
going. Oh yeah, that's how it always was.
Yeah, let me put it in real quick. So whenever I think this was around the time that I like really like came into the community, and whenever I came in, for me it was North and Hype that were like the teams to join at the time that I could see. So whenever I looked and I saw like I think it was around the time you did the GRC or whatever it was called or something like that. You were in some video. Then I saw you in it, and then I was like, yo, this looks like a kind of cool team. And I looked, and there was like no director presence whatsoever. There was like it was basically like dead as far as like content creator director side, and it was just like a weird thing. But yeah, go ahead, say what you're saying.
Well, yeah, so there was a huge disconnect, and I remember I wanted to bring people back in. Oh shit, sorry. I wanted to bring people back in, and I wanted to try doing the lead stuff. So I remember asking Trip if I could be a lead again, and for some reason he just wasn't having it, and instead said that if I wanted to do anything like that, I could do the lead work, but when I went to go tell people what to do, I pretty much had to tell them that, hey, I've been around, kind of a thing. I've been in Dare, I've been in Red, big teams, right?
Right.
And that was supposedly to give me authority over other people, and it doesn't. People don't give a shit about you in a team unless you have that fucking lead thing. They will not listen to you unless you actually give them like good constructive criticism, and still they probably wouldn't unless a lead says something to you. Because if a lead says something to you, you need to change it. There's probably a reason why you need to fucking change it. But I didn't have that role, so I did what I could, and that wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. And months go by, I wanted to pick up. I fought for Zeko and Spence like there was no tomorrow.
I wasn't even in the team, and I fought for Zeko and Spence.
Content editor. Content editor.
I was like, dude, these guys
not
are
like I got paid.
that are fucking consistent. We only had me, Tragedy, and Effect at the time that we were even doing anything with content, and we needed it badly.
Right.
And that wasn't enough for him because they didn't have the numbers.
So Zeko, what happened with your thing with Hype?
Yeah, I want to hear from what Zeko wants to say.
Yeah.
You can be serious.
You can say whatever you want. This is our shit, bro. You can say whatever you want.
So content creator Zeko.
Literally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, content creator. You sure?
Editor,
Are you sure?
I'm
pretty sure I was an editor.
I heard a
I'm
different
pretty
call.
sure.
I heard like a different call, man.
According to
Holy shit.
Nixie, you know. So like I got paid. Okay, let me stop. No, but basically, so it was me and Spence inside one of the Discord calls, and homie was like, obviously we're gonna give you a chance and whatever. Just giving us a fucking life story for some reason. I didn't give a shit. But he was like, you're gonna join, and you and Spence are gonna be content creators.
Right.
Content creators. Okay.
Emphasis on the creator,
So
by the way.
On emphasis on the creator.
My whole fucking time in Hype Unit, what did I do? I sat at my fucking desk and edited dog shit clips for their clip highlights. That's all I edited. All I did is edit, dude.
Emphasis on the dog shit.
Emphasis on the dog shit.
Dude, it was so bad, man. But Yeah, specifically got recruited as a content creator. I get kicked, quote unquote kicked, as a motherfucking content editor. So that's cool. But we joined North up in this bitch. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That was like the
Honestly, bro,
shitty thing.
Like,
That
okay.
was shitty. No, you go, Speedy.
So it's a little off topic, but it's still on the hype shit. So y'all seen a couple? I think it was like 2 days ago with the fucking whole Caleb thing with Ningsy.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my
I haven't heard
God.
about this.
Oh, you
Wait, are you
So
serious?
fucking
Okay, so
funny.
basically,
Break it down,
Speedy.
basically, Stallion made a post saying that he's looking for content creators. Blah blah blah. Caleb commented under his thing and said maybe on another timeline. Hell yeah. Ningsy commented under Caleb and he said on another timeline the answer would still be no. And I was like, what? So
That's
that's what I'm
insane.
trying to say. I'm like, whenever hype wants to talk shit, it's okay. But when when anybody else wants to talk shit about hype, it's a fucking whole,
We're the
it's a
bad
whole
guys.
End of the world.
Oh, it's a whole fucking
No,
war, bro.
let
And
me
that
be
pisses
blunt
me
right
off.
now.
Go ahead,
because it's
Secrecy.
like-
Go ahead, Secrecy.
I'm gonna be completely blunt right now. Like, I'm going to be disrespectful. I do not care. Nixie, if you're watching this, I hope you are. You are a fucking pussy, dog. Like, I don't care. Like, you spend your day, you're all over Twitter, dude. You're coming at like 16, 17, 18-year-olds, dude. What are you doing? You sit inside, drink, and play Overwatch all day. Like,
Holy fuck.
I'm fed up with you being on the timeline talking shit to so many people. It's like, oh wow, you're so mad because people stop grinding for your dog shit fucking team. Dude, you know, no, I'm not gonna get
No,
into
do
whether
it.
you're-
Let it out. Let it out.
Do it,
Fuck
do
it,
it, do
no,
it.
let it out.
Make a
It's
kill.
podcast.
Fuck it.
I don't want
Make
to.
a
I don't
kill.
even want to make it like that. It's just like, dude, I'm so sick and tired of you whining and complaining and being a fucking bitch on the timeline, dog. Like, that's all I ever see from you anymore.
Yeah,
And that's,
honestly.
like, you're supposed to be the grinders on the team Twitter. You were supposed to be a professional esports organization.
That's why they fell out of favor with everybody because they just
Not
shit on the
professional
people
enough to
that.
keep Papa John's.
Dude, genuinely though, like, they were like,
Like, nigga, can we not forget we gave you life? We are the reason that you're look at your tweets right now.
Huh?
Look at the tweets on the
Huh?
hype Twitter, bro.
What?
Huh?
I don't know about that one,
Whoa,
Chief.
whoa, whoa.
Yeah,
Hold on, wait a
alright.
minute.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
I
Something
don't know
right.
if I said that.
No, something-
Something don't seem right about this.
That was
Oh.
a secrecy quote.
Yeah,
That was
all
secrecy.
secrecy.
that was
That was all secrecy.
But
Yeah, we don't claim that
Dude,
one.
that's not a.
I agree with everything else he said with that one sentence, fool.
I'm trying to find a way to compare them. You know,
See,
like,
and
I'm trying
I
to
was-
find the best way to like compare hype unit.
Like,
Like,
Piece of shit.
it's like, you know how like your friends, right? You have like, say like you have a friend group,
Mhm.
and one of them kind of falls out of line. They
Secrecy.
kind of just turn their back on everyone. They don't care how long you've been there. They don't care how good
Yeah.
of a friend you are. As soon as like shit gets like real, especially with money, by the way,
Oh.
they don't give a fuck about you.
Damn, he looked
They
at the
didn't give a
camera
fuck.
when
He looked
said
at the
that.
camera for that shit.
eye contact.
I'm not gonna say anything because I don't even know if I'm not even supposed to know some of the shit that they said. So I'm not gonna be an asshole and like expose the shit that y'all talked about. But when you guys bring in the whole business shit, you guys really ruined the team. You guys really did. And the whole thing that you guys are like, oh, we're not gonna be the next Red. Let people control you with money, and you will be. You
No.
fucking moron. You
Can I
literally
say
will
something
be.
real quick? Can I?
Yeah.
So I'll expose because I don't care. So basically, whenever I used to play Overwatch with Ningsy, I always used to be in their calls, you know, and sometimes they would forget I'm there because I literally would just focus on the game. They talk shit about every single sniper in there. So if you're a sniper in hype, they talk shit about you.
There is no snipers.
Okay, well,
We're content creators.
they talk shit about every single
We made
content
sure of
creator.
that when we all left.
They talk shit about every single content creator in there.
And why do they
Who
want
else do they talk shit
content creators
about?
right now?
What
Why?
happened?
I keep seeing Stallion talk about Call of Duty content creators now.
Oh yeah, well,
when that was something
content
they wanted to
creators.
get rid of. Like I'm very
I don't know.
confused about
Because
that.
it's because like
They realized they
Stal- like,
fucked up.
Cause Stallion knows what to do. Ningsy doesn't, and like, cause like
That's how I've always
Stallion-
felt.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah,
love for
Stallion-
Stallion. Stallion's the best person
Stallion
in
is
hype.
one of the
Stallion
best
is-
people I've met in the
Yeah,
community.
I love
Stallion-
Stallion.
Stallion, Frag,
Yes.
Pissed me off a bit, but I
Who
like
else?
Stallion a lot.
Who else is in there that I like?
Stallion,
Uh,
Frag.
Yeah,
Frag's a
there you
really nice
go.
guy.
That's about it for leads.
For
of
streamers, that's
leagues,
about it.
yeah.
For
And
streamers,
then we
I
all have
respect them,
split
though.
personality. We
Like,
all have
with-
split like decisions for the streamers.
Even like with like Trip and Nixie though, because I've known them for a long time. You know, like even I'm mad at them, always will be, but I always congratulate the shit that they've done.
Right.
So I'm never gonna be that big of a bitch about it. But I
Right.
will tell you, like they are not the same person that I met like 2 years ago. Like not even close. I wish
Yeah.
they were the same. I literally wish they were the same.
Shit just changed, you know, because like I feel like I joined at a very like bipolar time. Me and Zeko, well, actually no, me, Zeko, and RockAmooSE all joined Hype around the same time.
Yep.
We just joined at a very weird time because it seems like we joined around the time where the team was like really getting big, or like getting a lot of attention in the community. And at that point is like almost when it seemed like they started to transition because like we joined and then they like around the time we first joined, they started making like some of like the first drops I had seen based off of numbers and numbers only kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then it got to a point to where we had these content meetings that I don't think Zeko was there for them. I think it was me, RockAmooSE,
No.
and
Oh
yeah, no,
my
you weren't
God,
there
the
for them.
content
You
meetings.
weren't home, I'm pretty sure. And these were led by Nixie, and personally, just my personal opinion, I don't care if he sees this, is just how I feel about it. I don't think Nixie should have had anything to do or should have touched upon anything to do with the streamers, the content creators, when he wasn't in the best position to do so, because it felt like he was very just in the background, in the shadows, and this dude that we don't hear from very often, that seems to only focus on the Overwatch side mainly, just comes in and just starts ripping every single streamer, content creator apart in one meeting. I remember it was to the point to where like I don't remember exactly which lead it was. I don't want to put them on blast either, just in
Anchor.
case they don't
It
want
was
to be put on
Anchor.
blast.
It was
Oh,
Anchor.
okay,
Sorry, buddy,
So,
but fuck
Anchor, I
sakes.
guess, was the one that we were in the middle of the meeting, and Nixie just was like literally going off on us about like
Oh, dude,
everything
wait.
that we were doing wrong. But like the thing is, like we weren't given. We were just told what we were doing wrong and how much of a piece of shit we were, basically. But we weren't told how to fix it necessarily. Like maybe he brushed over it, or you know, maybe I wasn't paying attention, but I don't know. But it's to him and to almost everyone else in that call, it seemed like the majority, like just the purpose of the meeting was just to flame the shit out of everyone that was
Oh
there.
my god, dude.
Bro,
And
because
see, that's
famous
what
quote.
Anchor, even
Dog.
Anchor had stepped in at one point towards the end of the meeting and had told Nixie to stop. Like he legitimately told him, like, dude, what? Like, what are you doing? Like, even he had to step in for it. And some of the other leads agreed with them. They literally, I remember they dragged them out of the meeting call to go to like the table in the Hype Discord, like the management like kind of area, to talk about it. And whenever they talked, Nixie came back and kind of like, I don't know if he apologized, but he sounded a little bit more, you know,
Less
kind of like
intense.
I'd had it
cared
at
about
that
our
point.
feelings for a minute there, for like a
Yeah.
little bit.
Like,
You know what I mean?
That's what I hated. That's
so
what-
fucking well because Michael. I remember like there was not a time in Hype that I can remember where Michael was not like a little bit worried about getting dropped because of his numbers. He wasn't having
Oh,
fucking
the whole
fun.
time.
Homie was not having fun. Like sometimes his streams wouldn't be as long because if he dropped in an average, like they would look at that and and they would fucking criticize him for it. It's
Because
not
that seemed
he
like that was
a number
all
game.
that was cared about, was just it got to a point to where it felt like all that was cared about was the whole numbers thing. And then maybe they fixed it now. For all I know, they fixed it. For all I know, it's not an issue anymore. But I remember, and they don't want to come out and talk about it because they're still in the team and they still want, you know, to be in Hype and to get like, you know, that support from Hype and everything. They don't want to come out and talk about it. But I remember talking with multiple members, like streamers that are still in the team, that had the same concerns, the same worries that I did, but they just didn't want to speak out on them. One of them specifically, I was really close with, and I used to talk to this dude every single day about like, you know, or not every single day, sorry, that's an exaggeration. I used to talk to this dude about like the number stuff and like, you know, like why it was an issue and like how we didn't want people to be scared to be released from the team. And this same dude blocked me on Twitter for saying that like we like it was a whole mess.
honestly, I don't like him now.
Yeah, I used to
Don't
love
say,
him.
don't say his name. 'Cause-
I'm not, but
Don't drop his name.
RockAmooSE.
Yeah.
What is it? Somebody DM?
Obviously, like, you know, I wasn't in Hype, but like, you know, you and I have had talks about how they treated you, Tragedy, Colby, and
Oh my
Effect, just
God.
like as content creators.
I
Now,
hate it.
like, I'm not gonna come out and talk. I don't know if you want to say anything about that, but like, just from what I'm hearing, Nixie, I've seen you tweet about how esports organizations have to have a standard, especially after, you know, arguments with Helios or arguments with North, just in general.
Right.
And it's like,
Dude, they didn't.
Where's that
treat-
standard when you're on Twitter shit talking your content creators?
Dude, it's so like the thing,
Especially-
the thing with him is he didn't
especially-
make
Nixie,
content.
let me ask you a question, right?
I'm gonna grab
Okay,
water. I'll be back.
If I went up to you, right, and I took a shit on your floor,
What? Where's this going? Where's this going?
then I took you in private.
Right.
Wait, we're in a house, right? We're with a bunch of people. I take a shit on the floor right in front of Nixie. Right? Then
Just
I
okay. Restart. Let's paint the scene real quick. Let's paint the scene real
Back
quick.
to the beginning.
All
we're
right. So
with a bunch of
secrecy.
people. I
Secrecy.
walk up. I take a shit on the floor, right? Everyone can see it, right? That's the Twitter timeline. Everyone can see me taking a shit on those people, right?
Right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I then take those people in private, and I take a shit. Am I still taking a shit?
Yeah. But you didn't. Huh?
Huh?
Where was that meant to go? Where was that meant to go?
I'm trying to.
Moral of the story. Wrap it up. Let's get the moral of the story of this whole house scenario, this whole house party. I don't even know how we got to the party. I don't know how we got
How'd you get all those
here.
people in the house?
I don't know why there's so many people in this house.
How'd you manage to get all those people in the
It's
house?
the hype creators.
Dude, and
Okay.
you know what was so fun? How I made the video about like the hype house, right?
Right.
That video pulled a lot of numbers, did very well for my channel. And I made the same video a year year before as well, and it also did very well. They were pissed that I made a video about that. Even though they had been fucking tweeting about here's our goal is this and that with sponsors and then hype house. Nico was tweeting about that and I was getting comments about it. I was getting like asked about it. So I made a video.
Right.
You know, I actually made a fucking video. And they were pissed off about the video that I made.
Can't relate.
I didn't edit it.
Like,
No, but honestly, like if we're talking about Nixie, like I hate how he doesn't make content. He barely streams, and when he does stream, he's not entertaining. I'm not trying to be rude. He's just not entertaining. He literally just streams to play Overwatch. That's it. Okay, he's a competitive player. I'll give him that. Blah blah blah. But how are you gonna give criticism on to people who actually devote their time and basically their life to creating enjoyable content, and you're gonna give them criticism? Like you don't know the first
He
thing
doesn't-
when it comes to
doesn't-
making content.
Because
You don't.
Nixie and Trip would both do that, and the thing is, there's a very big difference between the way Nixie and Trip stream and the way that the rest of us stream. Because we
Exactly.
stream like
They're-
they're not
Zeko,
entertaining.
Zeko, Speedy, Xingo, you guys know this completely. Like we stream and we're putting energy into it. We're like we're like taking time and money, you know, to get these emotes made, to get this done, and to like incorporate these sound effects, like, you know, like with the stream deck. Zeko, I know you have like your voice mod thing. Like
It's
you know,
lit!
we're putting all this energy and time and effort into our streams to make them entertaining and be like, yo, what's going on, dude? Welcome into the freaking stream. How you doing today, beautiful? Like they don't do that. They're basically
Yeah.
playing the game
Every time
and pressing
You're-
the go live
you just
button.
said something
Exactly.
about
Every
live. There's
every-
a word Michael said though. Emphasis on the word time. This shit takes time, and if you rush it, it's not gonna be fucking good.
Exactly.
And if you do they wanted me to post. Their recommendation for me was to post every other fucking day. And when I slowed it down to 3 times a week, they wanted me to speed it up, which is like what? Almost 20 videos a month. When
Yeah,
other people
20
in the
videos
team are
from last year.
posting, they're fucking
what was
posting.
if you
I
don't
post-
if you don't mind putting this out there, what was the sub goal that they wanted you to reach and what amount of time again?
Let me tell you, I forgot until you let me know. I was at 8,600 something subs.
Mhm.
And Nixie got me into a call with all the other guys, and they said within the span of 3 months, he wanted me to be at 10,000 subs. When my channel, first of all, was at a stop and stare, where things were not moving at all. And he pretty much made it seem like if I didn't hit that sub goal, I would not be here.
Exactly, and it's like I wasn't in the team, but like, how are you gonna give your members such fucking like high goals to reach when you're not benefiting them in any way, shape, or form? Like,
Nope.
what are you how are you benefiting your members for them to be like fucking going above and beyond
Yeah.
for your team? Like,
During-
what?
Bro, like during that whole entire time, it was just like hype didn't really do anything for like RockAmooSE or like Myke or Zeko at all. They just told each of them to do something in a span amount of time to do it, which doesn't make sense, especially when Nixie and Trip, especially when especially when like Nixie or like and Trip don't really know like what to do, because like literally they have the hype unit YouTube, and what do they do? Crunker montages. The fuck? Like
Exactly. Like they don't know what it is to be entertaining. I'm not trying to be rude. It's just facts. Every time I used to come into their streams, they would just be like, "Yo, what's up, Speedy? How's it going?"
See,
Yeah,
my
they-
thing is like I remember
what?
like you, Michael, Xingo, fucking Speedy. You guys probably remember this. We had Trip in here. This nigga was sitting in here talking about how streaming was so easy.
bro.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Like,
It's
And then
not.
he wanted to call us unproductive because he was just like, "Yo, every time I come in here, it's when I just don't want to do anything." Like what?
I mean, you
Yeah,
could
he was
call
saying
it-
that
What?
he uses our. He was saying that he
We're
uses
more
our
productive than you,
calls.
and you're like, we're more productive. We're more productive than you, and you're a fucking team leader,
Trip,
homie.
I
What?
hate to break it to you, dog, but it's like streaming isn't easy. See, the reason you average is because you're the owner of a team.
Yeah, you can
And-
call
and
that shit
you-
easy,
me-
but
And dude, even when he's the owner of the fucking team. He averages like what, 3 to 5?
No, he used to pull numbers. He used to pull
He
like
pulled numbers
15
during
to
the
20s,
GRC.
like,
Yeah, during the GRC.
yeah.
That's
Whenever
what
there was a
people
lot
were
of hype
grinding.
around the team, and then I don't know if it got to his head or what, but he came in here basically making it seem like what we were doing was really easy and what we should we should be doing more. And he was like just claiming that like he uses our calls as an excuse to like just hang out because whenever he's in our calls, we're not doing anything.
Yeah, like,
It's like you would join up at 3 a.m. some nights though, and he like, what did you want us to do, bro? Record? Like,
Exactly. Like if I'm
Sometimes-
being honest, like I don't know if I can speak for everybody, but like I genuinely hated Trip, and I still do to this day. Like I oh my god, there's a burning passion for Trip, and I just hate him with a pack and pat. Like Trip, if you're watching this, I don't care. Fuck you. I hate you so much. Like,
God.
I hate you so much. I'm good now.
He was like, he brought up something really interesting, which I really agree with. He said that nobody would want to be his friend if he didn't own hype.
oh yeah,
facts.
true. He
Yeah.
did say
I
that.
mean, because like,
I'm glad
damn-
self-awareness.
it's like, damn, nobody.
At least
would
he
wanna be your-
knows, you know.
Nobody would want to be your friend for your fucking
Yep.
dish rag personality. So
There's nothing that you can really do about him. I mean, like dude.
That
It was just more
streamer
negative than
comment.
positive.
That streamer comment kind of like just
Yeah,
annoys
like
the
every-
fuck out of me.
Like,
Because,
every,
like,
comment
like
that
till
he-
this day.
Yes,
still
Tory,
pisses
you're a
me off.
director. See now,
I'm
like,
a-
what,
yeah.
how do you feel about streaming?
I'm a director, right? So I literally like I edit, do whatever. I try to stream for a little bit of time. Streaming is one of the hardest things you can do in this community. I don't care what anybody says.
Gross.
Streamers are the most good streamers are the most talented people in this community, hands down, point blank clear. You have to monitor so many different things, keep up, and then play the game. Be good at the game to keep it, unless it's your thing to be bad at the game. But you're playing Xingo. You're playing the game. You're reading chat, interacting with chat, making meaningful connections with people while you're playing a video game. You know, listening to music. 7 things are going off in your ear. You're getting alerts. You're having to tweet out, monitor your chat, make sure no one's being stupid in your chat.
Yeah,
Like,
sometimes
make
you
sure
shake
the
yourself.
music is loud enough.
exactly. And people discredit
Yeah,
streamers
audio
all the
balancing.
time. Yeah.
Everything.
It's ridiculous.
In the prep for a stream, you have to like, if you stream with face cam, you gotta like make sure you have on some, you know, like do whatever. Like basically like you're going outside. You have to look presentable for the stream. It's so much
Like,
that goes
if
into
you-
streaming
And
that
It's
then
people just
exhausting.
don't even.
before it goes
If
into
you-
it, even when you're past that point, like when you really want to get professional with it, like
Yeah.
then you have to start working on like your background. Like, is your background good? Is every single bit of
Exactly.
lighting as good as it could be? Is your microphone quality good? Do you have a stream deck? Can you play sound effects? Can you interact with this? Can you put channel points on and give people something to interact with? Like, there's so many little bits and things to it that a lot of people don't understand that like really do take time out of your day. Like,
Yeah.
to get
And-
done.
And that's why, like, that's kind of why, like, I dislike fucking Ninxie and Trip, because like they try to criticize in the wrong way, because like it's hard to explain, but it's just like they don't know anything when it comes to fucking streaming, like how much time it takes and how to be entertaining and how to build connections with your viewers. Like they just don't get that, and it pisses me off
Yeah.
that they want to
They
try to
act like
criticize
they
you
made
on something they don't know.
They acted like
yeah.
they made superstars as well. Like, because I
Mhm.
remember being in a meeting with Trip, and Trip brought up Crypt, who is, by the way, self-made. Man's self-made, and his music career is popping off right now, which is great.
He's on
And
tour.
he tried to make it seem like that they made Trip because they brought Trip into Myth a long time ago. I mean, like, dude, this man was creative right off the bat, and it just took time for him to blow up. It wasn't your fucking team. They
Well,
also said the same think about Maddie. And I was like, dude, who picked up Maddie?
You.
But I don't call him a superstar. And I don't say that I picked up Maddie and said, oh, wow, it's because I picked up Maddie and brought him into the team when he was smaller.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that I created him into what he is now.
Exactly.
Because a lot of people didn't give a shit about him.
Like, sure, joining the team will, like, you know, get you like 10 followers or likes on your announced tweet and you know, a little bit, like maybe 2 actives, sure. But at the end of the day, it's still you. You're doing whatever you do, and if people stick around to watch you, to listen to you, to do whatever, it like that's all on you. So I'll never I'll never co-sign the fact that a team made someone, because they just if they blow up into your team, it's because they made something of the opportunity that was presented to them. Simple.
The famous quote, boys, from the content meeting. I am a plateau.
Yes,
So let's talk about that.
Who said that?
So we
Yeah,
had
Who said, for the record?
who said
Who
that?
called you a plateau, RockAmooSE?
good man hype Nixie, okay? So to start off this segment, Michael brought up earlier that we had these content meetings, right?
All right.
And the first one we had, quite peaceful. Wasn't really no one was getting like criticized then yet, but he said that we're gonna have another content meeting in 2 weeks. Come back with a plan of what you want to do going into the new year and what you're thinking on doing from now on with content. We're like, all right, bet. 2 weeks later, I left my girlfriend's house at the time early to get to this fucking meeting, first of all. And I had this whole entire planned out. I had an entire plan, and I also studied analytics, studied titles, studied thumbnails that I use, videos that did good with interaction with my subscribers, and like things that I could do for growth, and how long it would take me to hit a spot where I could potentially blow up again, because I was in a rough spot. And I came back, and I was really enjoying the new game, which was Modern Warfare that just came out.
Right.
And I gave him my plan, gave him everything, and he said, when are you gonna stop telling me the same thing every fucking year a new Call of Duty drops?
Do the Nixie
then
impression. Do the Nixie impression.
Do it.
You know, let me tell you something, Rock. Hold on. Let me turn my gain just a little bit and let me step back. Hold on.
Okay.
So here, hold on. Let me just. Fuck. Okay. So let me just tell you something right now, RockAmooSE. When are you gonna stop telling me the same thing every year a new Call of Duty drops? Because honestly,
Yo, that
I'm
deadass
sick
sounds
and
like you.
tired
What
of
the-
hearing
Yo,
about
close
it,
your
man.
eyes and imagine it.
I'm sick and tired of hearing it, man, because literally it's the same thing. You are nothing. You're not the content creator that. Oh, wait. Hold on. I fucked up. Hold on. You're not special. You're not special. You're only going to be known as RockAmooSE from the Call of Duty community.
There
You
it
did
is.
not live up to anything. You had potential in the beginning, but you failed. You are a plateau, and that you're not the content creator that Formula ever saw you to be.
Word for
Mind
word.
that, that's what he said.
Word
There was
for
no
word.
Yeah, no,
That-
that's what Nixie said.
Literally, this is what the motherfucker said. And I would not say that to hurt
The
him in
motherfucker.
any way, but I'm saying for real, that's what he fucking said.
It's just not a good guy.
There was a whole fucking and it wasn't just one-on-one. This was
Right.
this is in front of an entire fucking team. And I got demasculated right in front of everyone. And you know, that was a humiliating thing for me because I was trying my best to kind of come back. I was going through a lot. Reddit ended, and I wasn't in the greatest mind space, you know?
Right.
But I was still consistent more than some of the other content creators that didn't even show up to that fucking meeting. And I still got shit. And that was just the epitome of it. Also, it didn't matter if I was consistent or not. When I had hit like 20 uploads for the month of November,
Mhm.
I remember like Nixie tweeted out, "Are you still watching hype streamers by yourself?" And then someone tweeted out saying, "No, I'm watching the content creators." And he's like, "What do you mean they don't upload?" The guy was so disconnected from us that he didn't even know that it uploaded 20 times in the month. And it took me to come back at him with a whole fucking paragraph on his reply to show him that I actually did work for the month. I
Yeah.
uploaded more times than Colby and Tragedy did combined in a fucking year. And that's awful.
Just me, like from the time that I was looking at like debating on whether or not to go for North or Hype. Whenever I was like scouting around in Hype, in that, let's just say month and a half, maybe 2 month period, didn't see a single tweet about content creators that wasn't a Tragedy retweet. Didn't see a single thing at all.
Yep.
Didn't
We
even.
weren't the thing that mattered.
Yeah.
Because,
I
like,
mean,
if-
and it's sad because like they had who they have? They had you, Colby, Tragedy. Who else do they have?
Well, we were used as the faces as hype. Like that's what we were there for.
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
there for numbers. That's literally what we were there for the entire time. And I don't mean to shit talk Tragedy and Colby, but guys, you didn't upload, okay? And you guys are going through a lot. You guys have a lot of stuff going. life, and I'm not discrediting you on that at all. But I'm telling you, when you guys didn't upload, they weren't keeping you there because of how good you were. It's because of how much fucking impressions you get in a month. Also, how much you guys matter to the face of the content side. Like, that's the only reason why we were all there. Because I'd been in multiple calls with Nico and Trip, and they said that we were the faces of the fucking team of content. Like, that's literally what we were.
Yeah, that's
All
why
over
I
the
joined.
Yeah,
I joined
that's
because
why-
of
that's why.
RockAmooSE.
That's why I almost went because Tragedy and RockAmooSE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Like
saw
that,
the
wanted-
I saw the recruitment challenge video, and RockAmooSE was there, like in the beginning.
Yeah, like
so
I
went
said,
for it.
that
And
was
that's
that
why I
was
went
actually
for
a
it.
cool fucking thing. I was so
Yeah.
hyped to be in the team again because I was a surprise back to everyone. I joined. No one knew I joined until that thing was posted. I don't think.
Mhm.
So that was a cool fucking thing to have up, and I'm glad that I got to do that and be a part of that again for the time that I was there and with the time I was enjoying it.
right.
But I just the ending wasn't good. I feel like I really held on way too long than I should have. Michael had told me that multiple times. I waited way too long to like get the fuck out.
Mm.
But like, it didn't matter
Right.
what I did or what anyone else did. I wasn't going to be lead again. The team wasn't going to be the same again. And they changed for forever. Like, they're not going to be different. And when they told me in the call when me and Michael and all of us were all leaving, you know, Michael and Spence had left peacefully, and I had been there with them. And then whenever it was my turn to speak, Nixie got mad and lashed out and said that, like, what? What did he say to me, Michael? He said something like, I'm
He said like, I know you. I'm okay with the other guys, but I know you're like, I'm upset with you personally because like I know you're just coming in here to tell me that you're leaving Hype and joining North because joining and leaving teams is your. What did he say?
he was, oh yeah, he said joining and leaving other teams was my nature.
Yeah,
that's
that's
what
what
And I was like, well,
the anti-hero.
Red was
speech.
not my fault, so RIP to that. I didn't like, yeah, it was not my fault. And it showed that they really didn't care. But when I like snapped back a little bit and told him why I was actually leaving, he actually listened and had a completely different tone than he ever had, which was sad because it's like, why couldn't you be this guy when I was in the team the entire time? Like, why couldn't you be this Nixie instead of this corporate piece of shit? Like, it, like really, I don't understand it. And even when we left, okay, I milked the fuck out of leaving Hype. I milked the fuck out of leaving that shit.
Yeah.
Dude, and it's an entire week of streaming. I maxed out with a shit ton of viewers every single stream. I think I think I even had like 108 viewers one time in a stream because I had a host and whatever bullshit on top of that. But they came into my streams almost every single day before I started talking shit. They even donated to me, which they had never done in the span of 2 weeks. They never did shit like that. So they started coming back whenever I started talking shit. And it always felt weird, like even like as a month went by when we weren't in the team, and there was some drama between the Bib Boys and Hype. If I started talking about it, someone from Hype Unit just showed up and was there to kind of mediate what I was gonna say. It kind of felt like I was being like me and Michael and a few other people were being stalked because of like we couldn't say certain things. I made a video and I lied about why I left. I lied about like why me and Michael both left. I lied out of my ass.
I didn't even get a
Twit
chance to
longer-
leave.
In the twit longers that we put out, like we weren't telling the full truth because we were trying to be nice. We weren't trying to put everything on blast then. Like if we wanted to, like if our intention, because some people think our intention was like always just to flame Hype and like just our intention is just to hate them and just be evil. Like no, if that was our intention, when we left the team,
Who in the?
who the
Don't worry about it, bitch.
Oh
Yo,
my God.
Helios
But,
just
like,
got promoted
no,
Oh yeah, I saw that.
To
Yeah,
owner?
he got promoted to
Yeah,
owner.
to owner.
Oh
Who?
shit! Well, he
Wait, who
deserves
did?
it.
Who did?
That's dope.
Helios.
Helios.
It's about time, bitches.
Yay!
Let's go. That's actually sick.
But yeah, what were you saying, Mike?
Oh, but as I was saying, shit, what was I saying? Oh yeah, no, like people thought like we were just trying to be evil the whole time. Like if we wanted to be that way and just straight tear Hype to shreds, we could have done it. Like a long genuinely, like what people don't understand is like we left respectfully. We talked to Nixie. We put out twit longers, not even explaining what our exact issues were with the team. We only gave them the nicest, like just the nicest part of why we left to make it look better and to make Hype still look good. We all said like we still love Hype. No, like no beef, like nothing. We're good with Hype. And then all of a sudden things just started getting twisted. Words started going around. They started like the leads themselves, and like people in the team started spreading rumors and everything like that. And all we did was respond. But what people don't understand is we know a lot about the inside of the team and things they have done. And we have a lot of friends that also have had terrible experiences. Like when I say we could like cancel certain members in the team, we can genuinely, but we will never do that because that's not our nature. And we're not that hateful. We could, they probably would if they had the chance. Honestly, I don't know. They could, but like what people don't understand is like, people want to just think that we're straight up evil. We're toxic. We love the chaos. Like we love all this, but it's like, no, if we were like that, we could have done way, way worse, is what people don't understand. Yep. Like, there are people in this community, like, you could say the Bib Boys are, like, some of the most toxic people, but, like, you haven't even seen. Like, if you think we're bad,
we just don't lie.
Seen, like we just don't lie, basically.
We just
like,
say
we say the things that other people aren't going to say, you know what I mean?
We don't
like,
care.
Like, we're not going to just sit here and just be quiet and not tell the truth about whatever. Like, that's the whole thing with this podcast. It's uncensored, unfiltered. Like, we don't care. We're going to say
dog. Just drop the hard R.
Maybe a little censored.
I was waiting for him to say
A
it.
little bit
like,
sensitive.
we're going to say what we want. You know what I mean? The thing that separates us is that we're telling the truth about things. And if you don't like that truth, well, then you don't like reality. Like, because that's literally what we're doing. Like, we're not blatantly trying to throw hate on anyone. We're literally just telling the truth. Maybe every now and then we'll make a little joke, you know, that's what we have secrecy for. But like, you know what I mean? Like,
he's our toxic
management
mouthpiece.
is a bunch of fucking losers.
See, like,
there you go.
We could all be like that.
Literally, we could all be like that. And this, y'all have to understand, this has been going on for how long? Like
too long.
The better part of a year, surely.
Yep.
Like, this is all just like pent up, and now like mostly they have like a platform to let it all out, you know? Yeah, and basically. It may seem like we're just like completely shitting on them or whatever, but I mean it is what it is at the end of the day, because like this is like what we know, and like,
if you get upset, fuck you. Like, seriously,
basically,
fuck you.
And you're always more than welcome to just stop listening.
And we also don't
love
care.
to get on the timeline whenever they get pissed and argue with a bunch of teenagers. Because like, what? They don't have jobs. They don't have anything better to do.
How about this? All right, we've been talking about this hype thing for a while.
Yeah. I was about to transition.
We could go over to
let's talk about COD Twitter.
2015. Let's talk about 2015.
Let's talk about 2015, and then let's talk about current COD Twitter.
Oh my god.
Did you guys like 2016 more or 15?
Personally, 16.
I like 16 so much more than 15.
I wasn't even around.
Dude,
really?
It felt like everyone.
I was in esports at the time.
It was so much different than what it is now. Like, the community was like, it was easier to grow on Call of Duty. It was easier to get in team. And people were like, in my opinion, I felt like people were more, I would say, less egotistical. Yeah, they weren't egotistical. They helped. Nowadays, it's like, if you're not good enough, or you're not as high up there as someone else, they're gonna not give you the light of day. Like, at all.
Motherfuckers, like, I remember, I'm not gonna say their name because like it doesn't matter, but like I asked somebody for a tip on editing, and it was just like something simple, like how to do like a little zoom in, because at the time I literally had no clue how to do like the little snap zoom in, and the motherfucker like acted like it was like a hidden secret, and it was like the Da Vinci Code or some shit. Like like it was just simple shit like that. People just got to be assholes about everything. Just have the most massive egos over nothing. Like 100-follower fucking Twitter accounts acting like they're God just because they hit a 5 on. Like, no one cares. Like, no one fucking cares that you hit 5 people in a row in a virtual game with a virtual gun, sitting in your dark room.
Most of y'all are fat anyway. You fat bitches.
For what?
Also, people weren't so sensitive back then.
Dude,
I wish people weren't as sensitive as
take
like
a
now.
fucking joke.
Oh yeah.
Wait a minute.
People don't know.
Are you kidding me?
People don't know how to take jokes.
If you sneeze, you get suspended.
Really, watch a Kiwi video.
One of my things about Twitter now is like the other day they made me delete a tweet. Or Bayo made me delete a tweet because I said nigga, and it's like, nigga, I am a nigga. Like, let me. It's my word.
Yeah,
dog.
that's another thing. I don't know why, like, teams like S7 should be telling you to delete. Should be telling you to delete a tweet with like nigga in the tweet if it's like if that's what you grew up with.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah, like this, like you can't.
If I had dropped the N-word, then yeah, definitely I have to fucking delete the tweet because look, I'm fucking white. But,
Like,
you know,
sure, like sure.
I just hate how like everything like it whatever you say, it can be turned around against you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like literally anything you say, it can be taken the wrong way by someone, and they turn it around against you.
Right,
It's
you always
like,
just
that's
have to,
not
like,
even so
defend
sensitive.
it.
I didn't mean it like that,
That's
dog.
everything though. That's not even just the COD community that like you
Oh,
can
yeah,
say
no,
like
that's
something
everything.
back in the day, like the whole Kevin Hart thing where he said something about like if his son was gay, like he made
Yeah.
like a joke about like if he had a gay son, and
Right.
people are trying to say he's a homophobe. Dude, he's a stand-up comic, dude. He's gonna say fuck shit.
that
Yeah.
joke was pretty funny though.
It
It was funny as
it was a
fuck.
funny joke. It was a funny joke, and it's a shame you can't say like funny shit because some people feel the need to get offended and hurt and want to cancel everybody fucking walking for breathing.
Yeah,
Like,
Cancel
some-
it's-
culture, dude, is
Sometimes
retarded.
I just wish I was a meme account so I could just post whatever the fuck I want.
yeah, and
Fuck,
like
dude.
and like circling back to like COD teams, like sure, if you're in a team like how Optic was or TK or something, you say nigga on the timeline. Sure, I mean, I get it's not attractive to sponsors, but you're in a team like fucking S7 or fucking Freeze, and you're telling people to stop saying nigga, you can kill yourself.
Oh, jeez. Well, that's not one.
See, and someone's gonna get upset at that though.
And they can get upset because they and they can go fuck themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Like
They can take themselves to the
Oh, you
pharmacy.
can't-
No.
Can
They
we get
take-
a can we get a hashtag Bib Boys
Oh,
Cancelled
you
in the
can't joke about
comments?
suicide. Bib Boys Cancelled. You could die too, nigga.
They can take. They can go to the pharmacy, ask for some Viagra, and then go fuck themselves with it. Like I don't care.
Thank you. Thank you. Like I just like if you really want to know like what the difference is between COD Twitter or just like the COD community now than like it was in 2015 or 2016, look at a Red Kiwis video and then look at a Kiwis video now.
It's a fucking
Like,
Fortnite
look at-
cunt. Like
But think about it though. Like it's so different. Like it's so different. I remember watching Kiwis videos and he would like really fucked shit that he would not say now. You know?
yeah,
Like I ain't trying to say it, but you know, but it's
Yeah.
just like
yeah.
why the fuck
See,
kids,
and, like,
And I'm not saying that it's necessarily okay to say,
yeah,
but
no,
like
there's a difference. There's a line, is the thing. It's like
Yeah.
we're not gonna go up to a blatantly gay dude who's like struggled with coming out his whole life or something like that, and has actually had struggles. And we're not gonna just blatantly call him a like we're not
Oh.
doing that.
well, he fucking said it. Good job, Michael.
Well, what? That's not like I'm saying it in that context, which is not bad. If I'm explaining it in that context, it's not that bad. But like, you know what I mean? Like,
It's not that bad.
I'm just explaining it. Like, we would never do that. There's a line, obviously. Like,
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
line.
Like, Rocky woke up to a big black person.
fucking
Well,
fucking
it's out,
Jerome.
boys.
Bib Boys Cancelled. Bib Boys Cancelled. Bib Boys Cancelled.
Yeah,
Dude,
can
fuck it, man. Like
We
honestly,
need to call
fuck
this
it.
Bib Boys Cancelled or some shit.
Dude, and here's the other thing, too, it's like
Can we name that the podcast? Like the
I'm
official
so
podcast
down.
name? Is this
Bib
Boys
hashtag
Fuck
Bib
it.
Bib Boys Cancelled?
the first episode of the podcast should be called "Canceled." Like we're actually we're done.
Yeah.
First episode, that's it. You know, because like one of these days, you know, I
What the
wish
fuck was that?
Fuck off, nigga.
it would be cool, like if like the Bib Boys, right,
Right.
got to a point where none of us needed a team. Like we don't have to worry about
That's
what
the
other people
goal.
say.
That'd
the
be
goal.
And we
fucking
That
only
is the
worry about
goal,
what we
yeah.
have to worry about. And there
Wait,
are
what
people that
happens,
say
Zeko?
fucked shit and still get the sponsors, still get the money, still get everything. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If this is what we want to do, we're not going to play the whole safe game. We're going to talk like the way we want to talk.
And
We're
if
gonna
people
say
don't
the
like
shit
it,
that
they
we
can
wanna say.
fuck off.
Like
Exactly.
those stupid motherfuckers at Oxygen got fucking G Fuel. Like,
Oh.
Okay,
my
no,
God.
no.
Damn it.
Not,
Different
not
podcast,
oxygen.
different
Not
God,
oxygen.
No,
What did oxygen do?
no. Oxygen was a good team. Let's just leave it at
yeah,
that.
okay.
You're the,
Leave it at that. Leave it at that.
were you the only one that didn't like oxygen?
They made me change my bio over the word cam girl. They threatened to kick me over the word cam girl. For what?
That is pretty fucking dumb.
That's kind of
Yeah,
dumb.
that's kinda
man.
stupid.
That's
It is
fucking
really
stupid.
stupid.
dude.
That's really fucking stupid.
Oh my god.
What other topics do we have?
Okay, well, I just want to say real quick because we were talking about the whole thing with like we don't want any teams. Like we can say it because like how many of us in here represent North? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then everyone else in here is grinding for North. If I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like North has been nothing. Like North has been
Shut
great,
the fuck up.
genuinely.
And I'm sure,
I just
and
want to put that out there. North has been great. Like,
and the
this,
people at
like,
North aren't fucking
yeah.
stuck up assholes, so they'll understand what we're saying.
They're
when we say that.
understanding, and I think one of like the biggest things about North is that North like is run by a bunch of teenagers or like
Oh,
young
God.
adults, and it's like so they get it, they know what's up, kind of thing, and I've always loved that about North.
All you gotta
Like,
do is
they're
just look
very
at the
understanding.
apparel. Look at the fucking apparel, dude. It's sick. Like it's generally like a really good apparel that looks like kids would fucking wear at school.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we
And
could have
not
an Old
made
Navy
by
for
some
that.
Bro,
40
I wear my
Never
North
mind,
hoodie
never
to
mind, never mind.
school fucking all the time, nigga. Like shit.
I wear my North hoodie and my North beanie all the time. Sex in the North hoodie. Hashtag it.
Hashtag. Hashtag.
Let's go, dude.
I just wanted to
Stays
throw that
on
out there.
during sex.
North has been great.
How about like one more topic? How about this? Like a
you-
little
you
subtopic.
know,
Because I want to
do
talk
we-
about it. What do you guys
we
think
wanna
about
get
Red
into
Reserve? What do you guys think about the new Red
God,
Reserve?
no.
A
Because
bunch
you
of
don't even
fucking-
know.
no, it needs to stop.
They need to
It needs
die.
to
Yeah,
stop.
it
It
needs
needs
to
to
give-
stop. Simple
Like
as
that,
that.
like literally, like here's the thing. I wasn't in the team. I never grinded for the team, but it's like that's not your team to fucking rebuild at
Yeah.
all. It's not your team to
Yeah.
rebuild. Okay,
I told
team
Tory
died,
this.
leave it at that.
Yeah.
I
Like,
got in a call
we-
with one of the owners the other, like literally 2 days ago, and I tweeted something about like seeing this new Red Reserve makes me sick to my stomach. It will never be the same, kind of a thing.
Right.
Then I saw someone that I'm actually like pretty cool with on the timeline, like tweet out that they joined Red Reserve as a leader, and I remember just sitting there like, what the fuck is he doing? I got in a call with him, I talked to him, and I just wanted to understand like why he joined. I wasn't gonna talk shit and tell him to leave, but I asked him why. And he said, I just want to bring this back, do this and that. They were going to make a new fucking team talk called Redemption. They already did that one fucking time. And don't take it away. Like, you can't do it.
They're not gonna do anything close to what the
No.
OG Red did.
They're-
Like,
yeah.
at
See,
all.
my
That's
thing
what I
is,
said,
like-
not even gonna be close.
At all.
Yeah, okay, you're Red Reserve, you paid for the fucking license. Okay, you own Red Reserve. Red Reserve is yours, but
What are you gonna do with it?
you're tainting a name. Just because you own the name doesn't mean you're doing
Exactly.
anything.
It's like optic.
basically-
It's like optic. Like sure you have the name, but it's not the same thing. It's not the same people that ran it. It's not the same people that were part of it. Not the same feeling around the team. It's nothing more than a name at this point.
It's just
Basically.
sad. It's just sad.
Like, unless you're giving us those Gandhi Red House videos, I don't want to hear shit.
Oh, God.
Facts.
They're just like there. Like they're not doing anything.
Even just building
They're
it up
not
with
gonna
like the
do it.
people that we had before it went to shit the second time was hard enough. Because we had to build it, because we were at almost 400,000 subscribers before the Red House left, and we got all the way down to like 300 something. I think it was like 376,000. We went back all the way up to 394,000 subs within 4 months. We were gaining traction again on the team. Everyone was growing like a substantial amount, and then shit hit the fan out of nowhere. It's because of these stupid fucking people buying the team, thinking that it's over. Like we don't have to pay the debts. Well, you buy the name, you get the debt because it's the same fucking name. You bought all the license and shit for it, and now they're gonna try to play these fucking the PUBG Mobile tournament is like supposedly $9 million, I think it's $5 million tournament, right?
Right.
For a fucking mobile game, first of all. Like I'm not trying to shit on that, but
Critical Ops had a milli like 2 years ago.
I was like, do that, win it, get the money back, and pay back the people that you fucking need to pay back. And then I will stop being a little bitch to you. But at the same time, when I talked to the owner, like I wasn't an asshole to him because I didn't know him. Like I told him, like I don't hate you, I just hate the fucking name that you represent. That's all I'm gonna tell you, because that used to mean something to everyone that used to be a part of it. And there was only like a hand fucking full of people that fucking did it, that grew it back.
Right.
And to see other people take it back after it's already been kicked in the ass already, let it die. Let it fucking die.
Just let it go. If you want to make something so bad, you just go make some new shit.
Exactly. They already had an esports team.
Yep.
They just wanted the name, which is retarded.
It's ridiculous. Thank you for listening to the first ever Bib Boys podcast. We don't really have a name for this yet. We're really just having fun with it. And it was a lot of fun recording this with the guys, a lot more smooth than I thought it was going to go. I think they would all agree. Your support is instrumental in all of this. So in the comments below, please suggest any more topics, people, or situations that you want us to give our thoughts, opinions, or personal experiences on. We would love to literally talk about anything you guys want, as you are the ones that are putting your time forth and listening to us just be stupid on the internet. Expect a lot more content coming from us in the upcoming months, as we are looking to really take off what should have been taken off at the beginning of the year. we're really excited about everything that's coming in the future, and we can't wait to get started on it. So thank you again for listening to the first ever Bib Boys podcast, and we will see you in a while.